I've been asked today to talk a little bit about skills, and skills are the real key topic of the moment in many organizations, and certainly across many people teams and L&D teams. But actually where I focus in terms of skills initially is around what is the business value, i.e. what do skills bring to organizations to help them solve problems, rather than starting perhaps with the skills architecture, for example. So I want to just talk through a few of those. And one area that skills can, of course, by focusing on skills, is through reducing skills shortages. You know, there's a lot of organizations now, we're going through the Great Resignation, as it's called, that are talking about skills shortages in their organization. Now, what can help with skills shortages is if we migrate from workforce planning to Skillforce planning, or if you like, skills-based workforce planning. And that, I think, is one important area for skills to focus on around skills. And that means identifying both the supply and the demand for skills in the organization. I think a second area of business value is about reducing cost. And, you know, hiring is tough at the moment. You know, it's one of those periods where it is difficult to bring new people into the organization, find the right skills. And yet we have an opportunity, particularly in L&D roles, to show the value of reskilling. And if we can start to focus on skills and start to focus on areas like adjacent skills, then those adjacent skills can lead us towards the reskilling opportunities. What if you've got these people with almost the right skills, or skills that can be transferable into different roles? Then that effectively will save us on hiring, and it is undoubtedly cheaper to reskill rather than hire. So, and if we can use skills to actually speed up, because we know the skills we need, speed up the hiring and speed up the reskilling, then that will save money in the end as well. And a third area I think that we should think about in terms of business value is in retention and engagement. You know, in Ericsson, the company that I work with, you know, one of our biggest challenges is enabling people to grow, through improved internal mobility. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about things like internal talent marketplaces at the moment. And one of the reasons that we're so interested in those is because it does help people to see the development, the growth they can move on from their current role. And to some extent, you can't do that until you can't do it very effectively until you can accurately manage the matching of skills to people. When I talk to managers, when I talk about skills, it's very much starting with this business value. And we certainly haven't cracked it in Ericsson, but we are on a very important journey, I think, which is to really identify the skills that matter to us as an organization, as well as show that business value. Now, if you're going to get to this value for the business, what is it that you really need to bring in? What does it mean to really bring skills into the organization? Because what does hype mean in terms of what you need to do? And, you know, one, it's around bringing in a skills taxonomy, and that is about essentially understanding the skills that are relevant in your organization and structuring those skills into some kind of meaningful hierarchy. It's also about connecting those skills to jobs. Sometimes what really matters, I think, in the way we describe the work that we do in the job descriptions and so on, is that you start to describe the critical skills that matter. And the other piece that I think is new here is that there are many outside partners there, external partners, that can help build a more dynamic skills taxonomy, a more dynamic understanding of the skills through scraping the web and so on, and using an AI capability to do that. So we're very much on a journey. I think we're going to be talking about this at an Iventive session in April. We haven't cracked it yet in Ericsson, but we're certainly on the journey with many other companies.